Hello, how are you all? Jai Vitala, Hari Vitala. Last week we learnt about Banudasar first part. Today in Vitala Pandurangan episode 29, we are going to continue the Charitram of Banudasar. Where we stopped last week, Banudasar was very saddened and regretted that even good people became bad because of him. So he left everything he had and went towards Pandharpur. Those relatives too regretted that they had made a mistake without knowing Banudasar's glory, and they decided that it was their responsibility to take care of his family until he returned. Banudasar was convinced that Vitalan, who saved his belongings, had come to possess him. Generally, there are 4 things to do when entering Pandharpur. First, take bath in river Chandrabhaga. The second is the darshan of Pundaligan, because of whom Vitalan is still standing there and giving us grace. Third is going around the city doing bhajans, which is called as Nahara Sankirtanam. Fourth, finally, the darshan of Vitalan, the Padasparsha. Banudasar did all these 4 and had the darshan of Vitalan. He was mesmerized by Vitalan's beauty. He stayed there for many days in Pandharpur and engaged in singing bhajans and abhangs. After some time, he started going from town to town to spread the greatness of the Vitalanama and how one can achieve salvation. He taught that you can reach the Lord through his Nama Bhajan while doing your family routine. This is not new to us. Even Namadeva taught us this, and he said this is Prema Bhakti. Okay, did he leave his family and advise others to do bhajan with family? No. After staying in Pandharpur for some time, he joined his family and often go to other places to spread Prema Bhakti. He was respected by everyone. Okay. Now, let us leave him there and go to Vijayanagaram. The Vijayanagara Empire was ruled by a king called Ramaraja. Hampi was the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire. He was a devotee of goddess Shakti. He built a beautiful temple for the goddess Rajarajeshwari. Every morning he would take a bath in the Tungabhadra river and then go to the temple to perform puja. He would do puja daily with great devotion. So he was very happy doing this and also became little proud. As far as he was concerned, his temple was the most beautiful temple and the puja he performed was the best. Okay. Once a devotee from Pandharpur came to see the king. The Bhagavata Mela was going to be held in Pandharpur and needed king's help. The king Ramarajan had heard about Pandharpur. He thought Vitalan was God for poor and also in his opinion, Vitalan's temple was very simple and we call it as Yelai Sami. He mockingly said his opinion to the devotee who came. The devotee was so hurt. He immediately refused and said, even our Pandharpur also was prosperous. When the king asked him to elaborate, he started to tell. He closed his eyes and thought of Pandharpur. Pandharpur was very beautiful with a large wall made of gold, studded with diamonds. Devatas were walking on those golden roads. Vinayaka and Muruga were taking the devotees inside the temple. Saraswati and Parvati were serving inside the temple. When the devotee narrated all this to the king did not believe it. Do you think the devotee was lying? No. Indeed, all of them appeared in his eyes and this was the game of Vitalan. After finishing the description, the devotee got scared. The king wanted to see it directly. He started his journey to Pandharpur immediately with the devotee. The devotee thought to himself, oh, why did I say all this? Pandharpur doesn't appear like this. Lord, what is this game? You are playing with my eyes and tongue. Now it is your duty to save me and give pride to our Pandharpur. The devotee lamented in his heart. When they reached Pandharpur, to everyone's surprise, Pandharpur appeared as described. The devotee could not believe his eyes as he knew the truth. The king could not believe his eyes as he didn't expect this. He was shocked to see Shakti serving there, but she replied, "This is my brother's place and I have every right to serve here." The king went inside the temple and was mesmerized with the beauty of Vitalan. The king felt very ashamed as he realized that he had thought wrongly about Pandharpur. At that very moment, Pandharpur changed to the old way. The king had come to the situation where he could no longer be separated from Vitalan. He wanted to take Vitalan to his capital Hampi. He begged Vitalan to come with him, requested him. He promised to build a huge temple for Vitalan and keep him in the best possible way. Vitalan smiled as he knew that the king was a great devotee. He was ready to go with the king. Vitalan told the king, "I will stay with you as long as you do not harm or ill-treat my devotee, any of my devotees." Vitalan decided that the glory of Banudasar should be shown to the outside world. Others should know the king's devotion. Also give some punishment to the king's arrogance, that is pride. The people of Pandharpur were very sad to hear of Vitalan's departure and they thought that the king had taken him away. The king built a beautiful temple for Vitalan in Hampi. He himself performed a puja to Vitalan with great devotion. But what did Vitalan lose? No Chandrabhaga river, no bhajan, no sound of devotees making dances with happiness. The place was very quiet. Banudasar heard this and came to Pandharpur to see the sorrow of the people there. Let's see what happened next week. Jai Vitala, Hari Vitala. Until then, take care.